We are back on the Flyways Collective channel. I'm Josh from Outdoor Limits, and I want to give you guys a huge welcome. And today we're going to be talking about the bare bones essentials for a blind bag. I know there's a lot of new people getting into duck hunting, and some people just don't know what to bring. So I want to cover that in today's video. If you guys want to help support the Flyways Collective and help fund the collab event in December, we are selling these hats. These are the Flyways Collective hats. They are on the website, theflywayscollective.com, and all the proceeds from those hats go directly towards getting everybody together and helping cover some of the travel costs associated with that. So for all of you guys who will place your order, I want to give you guys a big thank you, and I want to refer all the new people over to the website, and if you guys are interested, go ahead and pick up one of these hats. So today we're going to be talking about the bare bones essentials to go into your blind bag for duck hunting. There's a lot of people that like to throw the kitchen sink into their bag. I'm one of those people sometimes, but hunting out of boats, like the layout boat and the kayak that I use on my channel, I had to kind of strip down to the essentials to cut weight and make it easier to find the things that I need. Because when you're in a boat, you don't necessarily need all the things that you do when you're just walking in. So we're gonna talk about the essentials, but first I wanna talk about blind bags real quick because there's a bunch of different options on the market right now for those. This is my favorite bag that I have found, and this is the Rogers Elite Double Spinning Wing Backpack. Yes, it is designed to be used for your spinning wing decoys like your Mojos, but I just use this as a blind bag. I have thrown spinners in here on occasion when I'm walking in places, but most of the time, this is great for me because I've got a lot of camera equipment and all that stuff that goes in this bag, but you can fit a big thermos of coffee in here, your water bottle. You can fit everything you need to in this bag, and everything's got its own little pocket, which I like. But there's also other kinds. I've been using this one lately in my boats because everything gets wet inside the layout boat and the kayaks. This is actually a dry bag. So you just kind of fold it down like this, and then run this over the top, and then clip it down, and everything in here is gonna stay bone dry. The only downside to this is it's just one big compartment in here. So you gotta kind of organize things accordingly. I like to throw like my jacket in the bottom and then all my other stuff on top. And then there's also over the shoulder bags. We've got one right here. Like this little guy. Doesn't have as many pockets. It's got a pocket on every side, and then it's also got a big pocket in the middle. These are pretty popular style. You can find blind bags for 20 bucks. You can find them for 90 bucks. It just depends on what you're wanting to spend. But something like this, it's gonna hold all of your things that you need for your hunt. You don't need a huge bag because duck hunting, believe it or not, it doesn't take a lot of gear. So if you guys want to learn more about blind bags, I did a video on my channel. I know Jordan did a video on his channel, Duck Gun Chronicles. So head over to those, check those videos out if you want to know more details about blind bags. But let's go ahead and talk about the essential items for your bag. This is one of the first things that I make sure to grab, and that's shotgun shells. You can't hunt without shotgun shells. You're gonna need them to shoot ducks. So I recommend 3-inch shells. 3-inch shells will cover you from teal all the way to big honkers. It's gonna be a one-size-fits-all size of shell. Now when it comes down to shot size, these are 5s. I've been shooting these at teal, and they've been just absolutely crushing it. But I like to shoot 2-shot when I'm shooting ducks and double Bs when I'm shooting geese. So you want to pick your shot size accordingly because you want to pick the appropriate shot size to kill the bird effectively. If you guys don't know anything about shells, the higher the number, so like 5, that's a smaller sized pellet than a 2. And then double B, triple B, and then T-shot. That's how those work from smallest to biggest. If you want a good all-around cover you the whole season, ducks and geese, I recommend picking up some 2-shot, especially when you're shooting big ducks. Teal, it's a little excessive. So if you're shooting a lot of teal in early season, I recommend like 4s. That'd cover you for big ducks and teal. But if you're wanting a duck and goose combo hunt, I recommend 2-shot. And then if you guys notice, I do have this in this little ammo holder. I really like using this in my boats because I can just leave it next to me in my boat, grab my shells. But most of the time, if I'm hunting out of like a layout blind or an A-frame, I'm just gonna have a box of shells that I grab from. Next up, this is something you do not want to forget. This is a headlamp. You're gonna need it because if you're going out on a morning hunt, you're gonna be out there 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. There's no sun up, you need to bring your own light with you. I recommend finding a good bright headlamp because a dim headlamp really sucks, especially like when batteries start to die, it gets hard to see. So make sure your batteries are charged or you got fresh batteries in your bag, and you have a nice bright headlamp. This one came in my Hunter's Haul box. It's a Cyclops, and it seems to work okay. But there's also like rechargeable ones that work really well. The possibilities are endless with headlamps. Do not forget your headlamp, and having an extra flashlight in your bag is also a good idea. Now, if you're new to duck hunting, you're gonna probably want to pick up one of these and have this be one of the first things that you get. This is a duck call. Practice, 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 practice. There's tons of videos on the internet showing you how to blow a duck call, but you can't just like watch one video and be an expert duck caller. You need to practice, and so good idea is leave it in your car. When you're driving somewhere, pick up your duck call, start playing with it. But you're gonna wanna have a duck call. Is it a necessity? No. I've had tons of hunts where I don't even touch my duck call, but it's definitely a good idea, especially when you're wanting to work some mallards or something. Have a duck call, learn how to do a quack. That's a great place to start. You're gonna kill lots of ducks with just a single quack. So if you guys want to learn more about calling ducks, I've got tons of videos on my channel about how to blow a duck call and a goose call. But I recommend picking up a duck call. You can get them for like 15, 20 bucks and just practice with it. You're not gonna be an expert at first. I get it. I've hunted with tons of people and tried to give them pointers along the way. You start with not knowing anything, and it takes a little bit of time before you can get pretty proficient at it. So pick up a duck call, keep it in your bag. If you're hunting with people who have hunted before, ask them to help you learn how to call. That's the best way to learn, and you will get better a lot quicker. Up next is a game tote. I never leave home without one of these in my bag. I've had hunts where I forget one, and I shoot a limit of mallards, and I walked into the spot, and I'm having to walk out carrying my decoys in my bag and all that stuff with limits of ducks in my hands. That's not fun. It doesn't work very well. These things are perfect. You just slide the head in, and you're able to just throw it around your neck, throw it over your shoulder, clip it on your bag, do whatever. You're not gonna have to worry about where your ducks go and how to carry them because they're gonna be on this. And these also make a great tool for separating your birds in the blind. So then you know, I've shot 2 blue wings and 1 mallard. So get you a game tote. They're not very expensive, and you need to keep it in your bag at all times because carrying ducks out with your hands and a loaded bag and decoys is not fun. Another thing that I believe is an essential and a lot of people don't use is hearing protection. Now I've got these Tetras. These are like $700. They're electronic hearing protection. I'm able to hear conversations in the blind, hear the ducks, but it cancels out all the stuff that's gonna damage my hearing, like loud duck calling and gunshots. Some of you guys might not be able to afford these. So I recommend picking up some of these things. These are just little foam earplugs. They're not gonna be as good as the electronic ones, but these will protect your hearing. Your hearing, once it's gone, it won't ever come back. And in duck hunting, there's a lot of things that go around that will damage your hearing, whether it's calling or gunshots. It's not talked about very much, but I try to make a point to tell people to use hearing protection and save your hearing. So that is an essential for your bag. Now a couple other things is gloves. I always like to keep a pair of gloves, especially when it gets cold out, whether they're warm insulated gloves or just work gloves. These are great for brushing in blinds because I've had a lot of grass cut my hands over the years. So keeping a pair of leather gloves in your bag is nice for when you're brushing blinds. And having a pair of decoy gloves is a necessity, especially when it gets freezing cold outside, you're breaking ice or you're picking up decoys and it's 20 degrees outside. Having waterproof gloves will make a huge difference. And you know, these are just the basic PVC ones and they work great. They keep you warm, they keep you dry. Having cold hands when you're duck hunting is the worst experience you will ever have. So make sure to plan accordingly for your hunt. And if it's getting really cold outside, I recommend bringing some decoy gloves. Now the last essential is a bottle of water. Whether you bring this or a big water bottle, it doesn't matter. You're gonna wanna bring a water bottle because being thirsty out there is no fun. I always make a point to keep a case of water bottles in my truck because I'm bound to forget a water bottle in my bag. So make sure to pack a water bottle in your bag and never go thirsty during your hunt, as well as packing snacks and a good cup of coffee for your hunt that's ahead of you. So that is all of the essential items that I think should go in a blind bag. If I missed anything that you consider a bare bones essential, drop it down in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about this. Did I miss anything? Is there something that I totally blanked on that you guys can't go hunting without? drop it in the comments. If you guys don't follow us on our social media, we've got a Facebook and an Instagram, and we've got this YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to this channel if you have not already. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I want to wish you guys a good season coming up, and I will catch you on another video.